He did not tend to their wounds upon arrival. But when he discovered what these men were really about, he mended and tended to their wounds. He was not concerned about their pain. He was not concerned about their crisis until he experienced their Christ in their crisis. How instead of holding a grudge, they said, let me tell you about my Jesus. Now, I got to share how this started, see. I need to share with you how they got healed. The jailer healed them, right? The jailer binded the wounds, he washed them, and technically say he fed them, right? The jailer did that. But it only happened because they did not run through an open door. The doors were flung open, but they didn't run. Every time God gives you opportunity to leave, that don't mean it's time to run. Sometimes God will give you options. Do I go? Do I stay? Do I go? I have a right to go. But every open door is not to be taken. They had every right to run. But something allowed them to be able to look at an exit and stay where they were. Listen, that's why I'm so glad you came this morning. I'm telling the enemy try to talk a whole lot of y'all into staying home, but you need this word this morning because listen, and it may be 2017, it may have happened prior to this year, but something's going to happen, or a door going to open that you're not to walk through. It may be an escape from a situation. Had they ran through the door, Samaj, they would not have gotten healed. Their healing took place in their place of pain. Pastor, but it wasn't fair. I mean, they were there being obedient. And you mean sometimes when you're obedient, it can hurt. It can be uncomfortable. You see? Let me be specific on something, and then I'll wrap this up. Are y'all all right? Let me see some married couples. Hands to married couples. You're married. Amen. Some of y'all happy. There might come a time. There might come a time in your marriage where you have every right to walk out that door. Every right and every opportunity to walk out that door. But something inside of you is saying stay. Can I tell you that you're not a fool? I mean, this is not for everybody. I don't know who this is for, but there might come a time where you have every right, opportunity to dot that door, but can I tell you, had Paul and Silas left, the jailer would have killed himself. Somebody would have died. Your family's life may depend on you not walking out that door. I don't know who this is for, but I'm saying, and listen, it may not just be marriage, but it could be other situations. Every open door is not to be walked through. Not every open door. Some doors are, but not every. See, listen, they were healed in their place of pain. You don't think God's big enough to heal you I got a very good friend I told committed on Friday night, I told committed, a good friend of mine, a pastor of mine, he's now married for the second time, and he told me, he said, Ronnie, man, listen, I was miserable in my first marriage. He said, I was miserable. Hear me, miserable, preacher, pastor of the God, miserable, large church. He said, I was miserable. Miserable. He said, but what I experienced during the divorce process, I choose that misery any day. He said, because there's some things that you go through in this. He said, you can't parent the same. When they don't wake up to you in the morning, when you don't tuck them in at night, you can't parent the same. And he said, whereas my children have been resilient, and yes, I think they're going to be okay, but they have to deal with some stuff. Because I was there and now I'm not. Some stuff is other people's life. Are you willing to sacrifice now that someone else can have it tomorrow? That's a big question. You see, there's some other people who look at how you stick to it. They'll watch how you stick to it, and based on how you stick to it, because listen, you came to church when it's raining on the day the Cowboys play. You are here. So some people say these are Christians for real. But when you quit your job because it got tough, when you run when things get tough, people go, well, okay, it must be okay to run because that Christian ran.